everybody, welcome back to my channel, Beauty and Beyond. I'm Z, your personal beauty consultant, and in this episode of How to Be a Baddie Around the World edition, we will be traveling to Moscow, the capital of Russia, in Eastern Europe. About time, right? We will be discussing the lifestyle and social expectations that come with being a woman living in Moscow. We will also be discussing fashion trends, skincare, self-care, hair, diet and exercise habits, tactics and techniques that are all commonly practiced by the women that live in this Slavic city. There are 13 Slavic nations, with Russia being known for its vast landscapes, rich history, and diverse culture. It's important to know that not all Slavic women are Eastern European or Eurasian, and not all Slavic women are Russian specifically. There are Slavic people in Central and Southern Europe too. Slavs in Central Europe are called Western Slavs. Slavs in Southern Europe are called Southern Slavs, which are interchangeable with Balkan Slavs. Russian women as a whole don't have one single look, actually. They're very diverse, but stereotypes that stem from propaganda during the fall of the Russian Empire in the early 1900s lead some people to associate Slavic women with the typical pale skin, blonde hair, and blue eyes. It is also very common for the average Slavic woman to be very conservative and religious as well. Overall, Slavic women can be said to be well-educated, rational, and very down-to-earth. When it comes to beauty, Russian women tend to prioritize self-love, and they do prefer a more natural kind of beauty. They love themselves without makeup, but they do prioritize having a more harmonious and symmetrical features, as they are ultimately favored. As far as beauty maintenance goes, going to the cosmetologist is not really a luxury for the women in Moscow as much as it is a necessity or, at the least, a vital part of self-care. It is not advertised as a skincare spa as it is in America. It is very common for Slavic women to go to the cosmetologist on a monthly basis rather than just before special occasions. This is the same with full body massages, which are considered medical massages. They last about 2 hours and they're designed to align the entire body. And these are usually around $20, and it's seen as a normal part of self-care among Slavic women. And I think this shows just how much they prioritize de-stressing and self-love, like I said in the beginning. I really think it's interesting from an American perspective how beauty is actually way more ingrained in the culture and kind of prioritized as just self-care and self-love and self-maintenance in general, rather than here in America, beauty is more of a luxury. It's like a tax. And beauty here tends to cost way more than it does in other countries. For example, lash extensions are like $15 in Russia. And we're talking about the individuals. Yes, the Russian volume set that you love so much here in the US that costs upward to $250, up to $15 to $20 in Russia. Lip fillers run around $150, even though it's quite controversial. A lot of Russian women like to plump up the lips to elevate their facial harmony. They just prefer more full lips, and it's very common to see women in Russia who have lip fillers, especially Moscow. Hair extensions run about $200 in Russia compared to America's $2,000. And we're not talking about your average hair extension service. We're talking about quality hair extensions that you would definitely pay up to $2,000 for in America. And the quality of these services in Russia are equal, if not even better, to that of a stylist in America that charges that much for their services. Brow lamination and eyelash lifts are very common among Eastern European women. They are obsessed with this beauty treatment, and Eastern European beauty professionals and estheticians are known for having some of the best techniques for these treatments. For their makeup routine, they do like to keep it light and natural these days as to not clog the pores and ruin all of the work they put into their skin. So they'll usually use tinted moisturizers or even a mix of a little bit of foundation with their favorite facial cream. Nail extensions and nail treatments are about $18 to $20 in Russia compared to the US, where a manicure can run you up to $60. The Russian manicure is also held in high regard. It can be considered the pinnacle of beauty to have really pretty and delicate looking hands and feet. This is very important to Slavic women. It is said that the Russian manicure is the best manicure you will ever experience. They don't really do long acrylic nails. Those are actually seen as tacky in Russia. Instead, they favor a very neat set that is not too long nor too short, topped with high quality Russian manicure gel. And I think that this is so interesting, knowing that even though the demand for a Russian manicure is so high in Moscow, the prices still aren't as high as like $60 to $70, as well as the fact that Russian manicures are actually said to be more healthy than getting a traditional manicure with acrylic and tips that damage your nails over time. As far as their skincare and further going into their makeup, a very simplified skincare routine that involves skin icing, using moisturizer like tallow balm, a good cleanser, and SPF is very popular among Slavic women today. So tallow balm is actually a kind of beef fat that has been used by Slavic women for years, similarly used by women in East Africa and in the Middle East. So I really love when I run into things like this where countries from all over the world use the same product. So if that's the case, then it really must work, and I'm definitely gonna have to try this out and let you guys know how it goes. Skin icing, or icing the skin, is really popular, and it's been a tradition in a lot of Slavic countries for years. It's also become a really popular trend on TikTok to ice your skin because of the well-known benefits. There was this one Russian girl who was showing people on TikTok how she freezes her essence and she uses that rather than just regular ice, which I think is such a good idea. And if you don't know what an essence is something that you would apply, I believe, right before your toner and right after you wash your face. So it can be compared to like a serum, but it does have a thinner consistency. So what you want to do is you want to wash your face if you're using an essence, but you want to wash your face and then use your essence right after, because an essence is going to be a little bit of a thinner, more watery consistency than a serum. So it's easier to kind of seep into the pores. And then what the essence does is not only does it like hydrate the skin, but it pulls all of the rest of the skincare that you use on top of your essence deeper into your pores so that it works faster. And so she actually took her essence and froze her essence so that after she washes her face, she rubs the iced essence onto her face, which I think is like genius. As far as other traditional beauty secrets, in early Slavic traditions, women would use beetroot juice as a natural lip stain for their cheeks and their lips because it just gave a bit of color to the face and it lasted a very long time without rubbing off. Long eyelashes are favored, and if you're gonna get extensions, the women in Moscow do tend to get more natural looking extensions, or they'll just settle for the regular lash lift with a really good mascara. Red lipstick has traditionally always been a staple in Russian culture, as it is today with many makeup looks that you see from Russian women. Okay, now getting into the hair, because I know a lot of people love to research Slavic hair secrets. Women in Russia are known to have beautiful, long hair. So I'm going to share with you some tips and secrets that I found in my research about what they do to achieve it. In Moscow, the longer your hair, the more beautiful. Plain straight hair is actually often favored over layered or shag haircuts, but getting trims is a part of hair maintenance. Usually, Slavic women who have very long hair will have it cut bluntly. Slavic women protect their hair by sleeping in a braid, and they've been doing this for centuries. They also use silk sheets and pillows for their bedding to protect their hair as well. Slavic hair among Eastern Europeans is known for its fine texture and its range of natural colors from light brown, or blonde to dark brown. However, blonde hair is preferred. Its fine texture allows for smooth styling and excellent texture retention, meaning styled curls or waves will hold for a very long time. So it's very versatile for various styles, and it's very much so less prone to breakage. The natural thickness adds volume and body to hairstyles, while its manageability makes it easy to style. So if you are from European descent, understanding and following proper care tips can really help unlock the full potential of your hair. So some things that are really good is basing your hair in nettle tea. This has been around for a very long time. There's a shampoo called nettle shampoo, and it's been said that you can see results after a week, especially if you come from Slavic descent. Also, hair oil is very, very popular among Russian women and among women all over the world. Honestly, when it comes to hair care, natural oils have really been a staple among most of the cities and countries that I've been talking about. So olive oil is a big one in Russia, especially if you have itchy scalp. For frizzy ends, they'll use coconut oil, and to smooth their hair, they'll use almond oil. When it comes to health and diet, Slavic women love to involve themselves in sports like tennis to stay in shape. It is said that having a very thin shape is ideal, but I have seen some Russian women say that an hourglass shape is preferred by some as well. The women in Moscow are known for studying nutrition principles and how to stay in shape. Russia is not particularly well known for their food, but Russian women are known to pickle their food, as they understand that gut health translates to skin health. Eating pickled cabbage and other fermented food is a staple in Russian culture. Russian women tend to drink hot water every morning for their digestive system as well. Cranberry tea is also a Russian secret. It is high in vitamin C and antioxidants and works wonders for the skin. In America, the Slavic women I knew had more of a minimalist and simple style, but definitely never what you would categorize as casual. Their clothing style always looked very tailored, very clean, and well taken care of. It also seemed like they had a capsule wardrobe, so a select number of clothing of like high quality that they would kind of rotate in different outfits, but it was always very sophisticated looking, which was like such a nice contrast against their kind of bubbly personality. Honestly, a lot of the women from Russia that I've met in the United States have very bubbly personalities. They're very humorous, laid back, very kind, but they were always very stylish as well. Moscow has a warm summer, humid continental climate with warm to hot summers and long cold winters. So the image of the stereotypical Russian girl with a fur hat and a big coat is really just that. Moscow is a breeding ground of talent when it comes to fashion, and it's home to many street style icons and designers. And there is an entire Russian underground fashion scene. People in Russia are known to dress up more than other countries, and there's a huge Russian nightlife, and some or most upscale clubs and restaurants prioritize a dress code. And overall, it seems that the general public in today's time really like bodycon dresses and skirts. They like feminine wear, like overall simple silhouettes in their fashion, which hints to like a classic style, but straight leg jeans over skinny jeans for a more put together look as opposed to a casual look, if you think of it that way, especially with a good trendy pair of casual sneakers that you can wear with anything, but always super clean shoes and a very neat put together type of style. And that's all I have for Moscow, Russia, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. Shout out to my patrons. Thank y'all so much. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Bye.